I am your host, Dana, joined once again by Forgetful Danny. How you doing, Mr. Danny, who's still floating?
So I'm really bad with names, remembering names. So I have to sometimes I can literally just watch the episode if I wanted to right now, and it still won't sink in. So I'm looking up the names of the cast, the character names, I should say. So yes, but I'm doing
One
good.
character names of the cast. Well, let's hopefully you remember who Matty is. The whole point of Welcome to Derry. Oh, Lord. Well, we will be talking about the pilot episode, which Danny cannot remember. I
Uh,
remember it because I watched this at 3 in the morning, waiting for it to come on at 9, fell asleep, was like, oh no, I missed it, watched it, and then was terrorized my entire night and couldn't get to sleep because what in Black Jesus' name did I just watch? It was horrifying, but in the best way ever. So kind of like just kick this off once again. It's kind of jog Danny's memory. Um, Very simple, very sweet. We're in the theater. We're watching Music Man, which any musical theater fan would know and love. There's trouble in Capital City. He's like, I don't know what music is.
I'm
What is
not a
that?
theater
He's a
man.
man. What? Theater? I'm from New York. What is musical theater? So basically, it starts off in the theater where this young kid sucking on a pacifier, kind of to show you his level of anxiety and that he needs like this pacifier. He's sucking on a pacifier in the theater. He snuck into, which is the Music Man. Which, if you don't know what the Music Man, it is basically a con artist who is trying to trick people into creating fear so that he can take their money. That is the shortest answer possible. Now, trouble in Capital City is a word that is repeated throughout the song. It goes, you guys heard the song, and it keeps going trouble, 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 and that trouble is kind of a signal to use as kind of a way to hypnotize you, in a way, hypnotize you into the fear of what's coming to Capital City. Now, he, the Music Man, uses that to his own profit, literally and figuratively. But the point is, that's the trigger. Trouble. Anyway, going back to the show. Matty, young kid, ostracized in the neighborhood. His family clearly does not care about him. He sneaks into the theater. He's chased out because he isn't paying for it. There's a girl, I believe her name is Susie. She's the nice little black girl who kind of directs the movie theater. I don't know, co-worker, one of the employees said, oh, he went that way when in fact he's right next to me. He decides that, he is going to run away. And we don't really know until later on that the reason is he feels really dejected and rejected from his school, from his friends, or what he thought was his friends. His mother paid him to attend the birthday party with candy, not with actual money. There's a girl that he liked, Lily, that he kissed and was like, I just want to be friends. And he was really hurt by that. He gets into a car. We know, hey, that's kind of not cool. Don't do that. The whole point is to get out of Derry. And then we have this wonderful car scene where the nice family, pregnant wife, turns into something a bit more, turns into Penny. And there's a lovely sequence where she gives birth to a demon, which we can all assume is Pennywise, and proceeds to basically, we know that he's dead and in the sewer, which follows the lure of kind of the Pennywise it. What were your thoughts on that sequence, Coffee McCoffer?
The first scene was really good. So I really like the idea of you're second guessing every character, every scene to kind of like you feel uneasy and you because you're not sure if it's like a legit, like if it's reality or not. And the thing is that as soon as he came into the car, in my head, I've seen a billion horror movies and TV shows and stuff. So in my head, I'm just like, those aren't real people, or like that's a fake car, or like that's all in his head. So I'm thinking to myself, I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. And the scene takes its time. I love that it takes its time, becoming more and more uneasy. It doesn't just happen immediately. So first it starts off with the middle sister, she's like doing weird smelling with something. I don't know what it is. Like looked like Jello.
No, that was the boy. He was obsessed with spelling.
No, not the spelling. The sister was smelling. She was smelling her fingers.
Yeah,
with, like,
the liver.
Blood stuff. Yeah, was it liver? Because it was like
It was
cute.
liver.
It was very weird. So,
Liver.
yeah. So it was a little bit of uneasiness, and in my head, I'm just like, okay, maybe they're just weird. And then it just gets more unsettling, and it made me question: is this a real family or not? So it was obviously up to a point. You already know what's going on, but it was really good that they did that, and I really like that idea. And Muschietti's also said that he doesn't want viewers to see it as Pennywise. He wants to see it as a shape-shifting entity. So we're not going to see Pennywise all the freaking time. You're going to see it in different forms, in different ways. And I think I love that a lot. So that first scene was very, very good.
I think we saw him like maybe 3 different times. But that first sequence was amazing. And I love on the radio. They were saying that they were doing underground nuclear testing in Moscow. And now we had the results of the side effects is that it caused birth defects, which
Mutations.
was right on cue for when she started, the birth mutation, when she gave birth to the alien demon in the car. And it definitely was mutated. But yeah, I thought it was a lot of they told you what was going to happen in a way, but it was very subtle and it worked. And to me, it reminded me of the sequence in, remember the It movies, the one that Andy Muschietti did in 2017?
Mm-hmm.
In a way, you could see some of the mirroring. Matty's stuttering is the same as Bill. He stuttered. Remember, Bill was the older brother to the baby boy who wanted to go and take the boat.
Okay, I didn't catch the stuttering from Matty, but okay.
Matty didn't. Yeah, remember Matty stuttered? No, was it Matty that stuttered?
I probably didn't catch
Someone stuttered. He was definitely stuttering.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, I love that part, and I'd also kind of to go in a little bit more with we'll talk about that big finale. But remember, in the opening sequence of the It movie, the boy's arm gets bitten off by Penny.
Yeah.
And in the finale, all that's left of the little girl is that arm. So it was a nice little callback thing. But yes, so Matty is gone. He then went to the upper room, or the sewer room, basically. And now it just kind of follows what happened to Matty. And there are these kids who, like I said, we're supposed to be his close friends. Kind of one is feeling really guilty about not being his friend. And it's the 4-month anniversary of his disappearance. So we follow these group of kids kind of in their own little bubble. But it all ends up connecting and trying to find out what happened with Matty. So what were your thoughts on the kids? Especially that, and then of course we go into the parents as well. The kids first.
It felt very classic. Their introduction and stuff, like, you had the Jewish kid, you had the troubled kid, you had like the girl with kind of like the mental health issues. It was kind of like a callback also of the characters from the movies. It felt very much like, like they do that very much with like Stranger Things and in E.T. So it felt like a really good cohesive band of different types of kids and personalities. So it was really nice with their introduction. Yeah, that ending kind of did something to me, because like you're already kind of growing attached to these kids and their personalities, their families, their friends, and all that stuff, and then shit hits the fan. But it was very well done too, especially the see, I can't do names. One of the girls scene, when she's in the bathroom and you can see Maddie's fingers kind of like reaching into the tub trying to get her attention. Lily. Yeah, that was really cool.
What we thought was the main star.
Mm-hmm.
But poor Louie, these kids are evil. Louie's dad died in an actual accident, and he worked at a pickle factory, and they're putting pickles in her locker and calling her crazy. it wasn't like, oh, I'm imagining a boogeyman coming through. That's what I thought. I thought her father was killed by Penny. He's like, oh, she's loony. She's crazy. It's like his dad died in an accident trying to save someone and get the mood ring back. And this is your response? These kids are horrible. Absolutely horrible. But I liked Lily. I liked her friend with the big glasses who thought it made her eyes look too big. But it was really interesting how the dynamic was they were close friends, but she was kind of afraid of kind of getting the backlash of hanging out with her. So I thought that was cute. And then, of course, you have, like you stated before, the Jewish kid who was into comics, they thought he was best friends, was Matty.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have him, and he's building the Atomic Monster comic book series that he's really into. I thought that was cute. There's Bert the Turtle, who was the mascot. Bert the Turtle.
The turtle Carl Beck was a nice little Easter egg.
That was a very nice. And also, remember, she said turtles are good luck.
Yeah.
And if you read the books, and you would kind of realize why the turtle is good luck.
Yeah.
So I really did like that. That was very nice as well. Also, we had, as well as that, oh yeah, so Lily was the first one to kind of hear Matty through the drain, and she's like, there's something going on. We don't know what's going on. So she ends up kind of talking to the other kids who she thought was the best friends. And then through that investigation, they're going through the library, which they had the little baby sister. Oh my God, this show is really horrible. The little baby sister was like thinking that she was helping them. They was trying to distance her off. But anyway, they end up discovering the girl whose father was originally, they thought was the kidnapper or the killer. And it wasn't until they said, hey, I've been hearing voices in the drain, that she's like, hey, me too. They come from the Capitol. So kind of what were your thoughts on the mystery element, I guess, from this?
Not too much. I wasn't too deep into that. I think they've already said that the show's going to be 3 seasons, or at least it's planned for 3 seasons. It could be more, who knows? But they're already going to start with the little breadcrumbs. They're already going to start with the little hints about the lore of the town and secrets and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people question this because they don't touch on this in the movie, but in the books, or people question that why is it that the adults don't do enough, and why is it that they don't like worry so much about the missing children happening all the time? Like they're always missing all the time, and nobody really does too much. Like they'll worry a little bit and then they kind of just forget. And the reason why is because in the books they explain it more that Pennywise is the creature. The whole town is cursed, so the creature itself also messes with the parents' minds to kind of make them docile, to kind of make them brainwashed, so they can kind of just move on and forget. And that's why this town specifically has this epidemic of missing children, but nobody really does too much about it. And I think they're going to start using these little breadcrumbs throughout the show of like those little tidbits that they leave out in the movies, which I really like.
And what I also do like about this is going to be a lot of culture. They already focused in the first episode, the Jewish community. And going by the trailer, and what we do know, they will also focus on the Native Americans and how Penny was trying to screw with them too. And what goes on with their tribe and with their religion. So that is also very interesting. But yeah, I completely agree. I did like, I see, because I wasn't prepared for the ending. So I was like, okay, this is a nice group of characters that we have. You know, they're already traumatized. What more can happen? But yeah, no, I really did like that aspect of it. And so for the characters, because there's a lot of people at first. So we do have Teddy, and I do believe Teddy is connected to, a lot of the kids are in some way connected to the original It films. Obviously not the same characters, but like the lineage. So I had the grandfather, the father. We do end up knowing who Holden becomes and who he ends up raising and his story, which is horrible. But yeah, so we do have these different characters, and I really did like that kind of aspect about it and learning about all the different backgrounds and where they came from. I believe it was not called Susie. Sorry, Veronica or Ronnie is the black girl. That at least we have one black person made it. So then that ends up they go back to the theater. You know, it's very quick. I thought it would be much longer, maybe an hour and a half at first.
Oh,
But
the
it's
episode?
quick. It's under the episode itself. It was only like 40 minutes, and then we get back into the theater to go watch The Music Man. Because that was the last movie that he watched, and it was like, oh, maybe there's clues. And they did get some clues. Indeed. That entire sequence of the movie theater scared the living Jesus out of me. Where they're playing The Music Man, Matty's just sitting there holding something, which we know is a baby, which we know is not really a baby. And they're like, look, come back to us. Come, we're sorry. And he's like, nah, you're the reason why I'm here. And he literally unleashes hell into that theater. That entire sequence and that demon baby. You ever seen the Precious Angel statues?
No.
So that's right, you're a man. So anyway, they kind of remind me of the Precious Angel statues, but like a demonic version. What was your thoughts on that entire theater sequence? Because that was interesting.
Mixed feelings, because I found it predictable up until the point where the kids actually started dying. It was almost like it felt like an episode of Game of Thrones. It was like you meet these characters and you're just like, okay, these are going to be characters that we're going to be focusing on, and then bye-bye. So it's like he messes with our expectations. The Muschietti messes with our expectations of who's safe and who's not. So we don't know now in any episode who's safe and who's not, which makes things interesting. Like even the kids, the innocent kids, which I know a lot of horror movies and TV shows and stuff, they try to avoid having children dying. But this show didn't shy away from that. And of course the movies didn't as well, but I think that's cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I expected the whole theater thing was going to happen. It was kind of like that same scene with the slideshow in the first movie, where Pennywise pops out. I was just like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Some monster's going to pop out, or he's going to pop out. And so I was right. The demon baby popped out. And I was like, okay, cool. Kids are going to escape. And oh my God, they're dying. And just like, I just not expected that whatsoever. So it was a good shock.
That was the most horror. Because look, here's the thing for me. I'm all for the Koalition of children in movies and TV shows. Like, that's how you make it real. Gotta feel that grief.
Yeah.
But I did not expect that, one, they would do it as a collective, and two, it would be the pilot episode. I felt like I got Suicide Squatted. Where I was like, oh, we're following this group of kids. Oh, look, they're all dead. Now what? So I was very surprised by that. I thought it was very well done. And it did have that callback to the projection scene in the movie, which again scared me. I was like, oh my God. But it was so relentless and bloody. It could have been more graphic, but then again, that's kids. And I don't know what the rules are with like showing kids getting their heads taken off and bodies torn to pieces. I mean, the hand and the arm thing was one thing, but bodies everywhere. I don't know if you could do that. I absolutely thought it was wonderful and traumatizing because it was so unexpected for me that it was like, make it stop. And then it's like, who's going to live? I didn't even know who was going to make it at this point. But when they took that little baby girl, then I know, oh, this show really doesn't care. There are no boundaries this show will kind of cross. Because I don't remember them being that graphic in the movies. And they killed kids all the time.
They usually just go missing. They get snatched up or something and they disappear. I think the most gore we got was the little boy brother with the arm getting ripped off in the sewer drain. That was probably the bloodiest.
That was cute. We didn't even get like a little cute hiya, kids.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen Pennywise yet. We haven't seen the clown yet. We'll probably get to that point, at I guess maybe in the middle of the season.
Did technically. We saw Pennywise. It just wasn't in Pennywise forms. We saw it. Because it was the demon baby.
Yeah. We kind of got his smile too, because when Matty was in the projector screen, he had the Kubrick stare, and then he had that smile with the little teeth showing in the front. I was like, oh, there he is.
And I think we probably got him in the car, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe the brother? I'm not sure, but somebody was in there looking a little off. It's looking a little because remember Pennywise's eyes, they're not straight. They're a little off kilter.
We did. We got the little crooked eye. Yes, we did with the little brother.
The brother had a crooked eye in the car. Yeah. So that was Penny as well. So that was horrifying. I loved every moment. But we have to also talk about the Hanloin. Hanloin? Major Leroy Hanloin.
Oh, that little side story that's going on? Yeah.
The side story is very important because that black guy is Mike's grandpa in the movie.
Okay.
So remember the opening sequence when he's like, come here, boy. You just got to kill it. And he puts the gun to I think a sheep or goat's head and he pulls the trigger. That is him.
Okay.
And he's not a nice man. So he doesn't end up becoming very nice. So I think that watching his trajectory to knowing where he ends up to where he's at now, because now he's very sweet. He's very loving. She's the daughter of the girl, Veronica. And we end up seeing what happened. But when he got there, very interesting, he's a captain. Remember, this is 1962. So I was like, what? They could be captains. Yeah. So he's a captain. One of the guys refuses to salute him because I'm not saluting no Negro. Blackie. So he's dealing with obviously racism. This is when the other general, you would know more about different ranks than me. The general kind of came in and was like, no, this is what you're going to do.
Him. Yeah.
You will salute him. So he's there to fly and help create the new 52. There's a secret project. It's literally like a secret project that's going on within Derry. He is brought in for that. And there's a really interesting sequence. In the middle of the night, two men in gas masks beat him up. And like, you're going to give us the plans. What are the specs? So don't know what's going on with that. Don't know if these are spies.
I'm sure those were the racist people trying to just find some way to scare him off or get the captain court-martialed.
Really? Because I was going for a whole nother thing. Because remember, they also set fire to kind of like the wherever they're at, barracks, house.
Yeah. No, I still think so. I still think it's just a bunch of racists. Yeah.
I think it's like a not. I mean, yes, you're racist, but it could have went a whole different other way. Yeah. I really thought that they were like spies. Give us what's in there. So that's when his friend, who I thought was Eli Roth at the time, came in and was like, "Freaking fight!" And they started fighting him, and they won the battle. But so we're going to be able to follow him and what's really going on, and what is the secret project that they're creating, and does it tie into Russia with the nuclear bombs?
Okay.
So, I mean, I don't know. We're in the 60s, Cold War, that popped off, Kennedy, the change of America.
So what do you think? How do you think this ties into the whole It lore and story and everything, or is this just its own thing for character development on a character that we didn't get to know in the movies?
Well, see, here's the thing. With the books they made it, I thought it was very convoluted when we got into Pennywise's origin, as well as the turtle. I thought it was stupid after a while. But I'm hoping that maybe they sidestep that and kind of create their own lore just because of how stupid it was. I mean, you got the turtle thing with the
I mean,
vomiting
you could do all you could. I don't think they should mess with the lore. I don't think they should change anything. Yes, it is ridiculous. But I mean, it's based off a book about a killer clown. Like how
Yeah.
you can't set a limit on something that's already ridiculous. But
Well, he chooses to be a clown.
right. Well, I'm just saying in general, like a creature
Right.
from another dimension who's cursed a town, killing kids, and chooses to look like a clown, and all this. Like it's still ridiculous when you talk about that. So the whole addition to like a giant turtle, and not to mention that Stephen King has other movies and books that are all in the same world, like the Dark Tower.
Dark Castle.
The Dark Tower. Those characters are connected to Pennywise 100%. So like, there's a lot of characters out there that that can develop into a lore, into a world that I think would be great for sci-fi and supernatural type of TV shows and movies in the future. So like, you could do this show and still do it very grounded and very realistic while still just mentioning what exists out there that we have no comprehension of.
I deeply hate everyone who got Castle Rock canceled because that was brilliant. That was a brilliant show. But no, I think Dark Castle was in there.
Dark Tower.
Dark Tower
was in what in the show?
Was in the pilot. I think we saw like a smidgen of it.
Maybe
it was in there.
Little Easter egg.
Little Easter egg. We got like 3 big major ones. We got Holden, we got the turtle, and I believe Castle Rock was Castle Tower. I keep calling it Rock because of the show.
Dark Tower.
Dark Tower. Lord, wasn't that a movie with some black man?
Yeah, there was an original movie, but they did a recent remake, not a recent remake, maybe like 10 years ago. They did a remake with Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey as the villain.
I should rewatch that.
It wasn't
anyway. So, I should not rewatch that. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, this will be really great, and also I can't wait to see Annie coming out with a little hammer, trying to bang the author in the head so she can kidnap him and break his legs.
Oh, geez. Actually, that's connected too. All of his movies are connected in some way.
All his books are connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all connected. It's the same town of Maine.
It didn't take place in Derry, but I think that same character they were in Maine.
Mm-hmm. All of his books take place in Maine. Or maybe Derry is now just under the dome.
Oh, geez.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, I thought it was a very effective show. Are there any other thoughts that you had with okay, go on.
No, I was just agreeing with you. But if they had any thoughts on it, I'm excited. I'm excited on I hope they do more lore with the extra dimensional beings aspect of things. I hope they talk about maturing. I hope they talk about I forget Matthew McConaughey's character's name in there. I hope they talk about other characters in the entire lore in general. I hope they talk about the ritual of Chud, because that was very much hinted in the second movie. So if they mention it in the second movie, they're willing to talk about it, at least hopefully in the show too. They talk about the ritual to kind of stop Pennywise in a sense. Maybe they'll talk about he is immortal. Like, you can't actually kill him. So he may be dead in the second movie and they stopped him, but he'll be back again in a few decades. So I hope they kind of touch on that, and maybe like his arrival in general in the 1900s, because if you keep watching after the first episode, after the credits and everything, they do behind the scenes and they show a couple of clips. So it seems like they're touching on a couple of supernatural things, the Native Americans, hopefully something in the early 1900s. I guess that's when Pennywise arrived. So I'm really excited for what they're gonna reveal.
I'm very excited as well. Stop killing people. I think we did enough right now.
No.
Now, every episode, a kid dies.
Every episode, a kid dies. Screw them kids.
Screw them kids. All right, that works for me in a way. This is really well done. So far, we only have the pilot, but so far it is very well done. I'm very entertained. I want to know what's going to happen next. The kind of teaser for this season was very well done. We did get a teaser of Penny, like in Penny, like Alex. What is it? Bill
Bill
Skarsgård,
Skarsgård.
because Alexander is the other one. Okay, so Bill, we do know that Bill is returning. We kind of got that Billy voice in the trailer. So this is going to be really good, and I'm really excited. And I just want to know what happens from here. Like, only Lily and Veronica are alive. Oh my God, so sad. The little baby girls. Okay, so only Lily and Veronica are alive. Yeah, because Teddy was in there, and the other ones are in there. Oh my God. So what happens when you're the final girls?
Just childhood trauma. That's all you do with them.
More childhood trauma.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for Lily's friend because she has to like hear all of this. And is she gonna stand by her friend's side or call her loony? So this all should be really interesting. And of course, we still have the journey of what's going on with Mike, and we have the wife, which is Taylor Page. She's gonna be in there. So what happens now after all of this? So we'll have to wait and see, I guess. Overall, excellent job. I loved every moment. You loved every moment. So we will be back talking about the show. Clearly, we loved it. And other TV shows and movies that are coming. I know that Danny said he cannot wait to see Regretting You. Colleen
I don't even know
Hoover
what that is.
crying. He's claiming he doesn't know what that is, but he has the popcorn ready.
Sure.
He got the little tissues. He's ready to cry.
I'm a crier.
And learn about what is life now when you find true love after your old love is dead.
I'm still married.
No, not like that, not you. Oh my gosh.
Jeez. That went dark quick.
That went dark really quick. So, yeah. Have a great day, afternoon, and evening, and we'll catch you when we catch you. Thank you.